Honoring the old and the wise is a biblical law that flows from two convictions. Every person bears God's image, and long life and tested experience are gifts that deserve reverence, not dismissal. Leviticus 19:32 is the key command. You shall stand up before the gray head and honor the face of an old man, and you shall fear your God. I am the Lord. What the law actually requires. In Leviticus 19:32, God gives Israel a very concrete picture of honor. Stand up before the gray head, visibly recognizing the presence of an elderly person, similar to how one would rise for a dignitary or judge. Honor the face of an old man, treating older people with deference, kindness, and weight, not with scorn, impatience, or neglect. These visible gestures teach the heart. Older people are not to be ignored or pushed aside, but acknowledged as worthy of respect. Why does God tie this to fear your God? The verse ends, "And you shall fear your God, I am the Lord." That link means how someone treats the elderly is, in God's eyes, a reflection of how seriously they take him. To dishonor those who have lived long before him is to disregard his ordering of life and his care for the vulnerable. The fear of God is reverent awe that shapes behavior. God says in effect, "Remember that I am watching how you treat those with gray hair. Your reverence for me should show in your reverence for them." So this is not merely cultural etiquette, it is covenant behavior rooted in theology. Old age, wisdom, and glory. Other scriptures reinforce the value of age and wisdom. Proverbs states that gray hair is a crown of glory. It is gained in a righteous life. That does not mean every older person is automatically wise or righteous, but it affirms that long life, especially in the fear of the Lord, is something to be honored as a crown, not hidden away. Another proverb says, "The glory of young men is their strength, but the splendor of old men is their gray hair." Youth and age each have a kind of beauty, energy and strength in the young, tested experience and perspective in the old. Both are needed, both should be respected. This connects the wise with the old without saying they are identical. Scripture expects respect for age in general and added honor for those whose years have produced true wisdom, connection to honoring parents and community life. The fifth commandment, honor your father and your mother, is the first commandment with a promise that it may go well with you and you may live long in the land. That honor does not end in childhood, it extends into adulthood as children care for and respect their aging parents. That principle naturally broadens to include older members of the community, older women as mothers, older men as fathers. The New Testament echoes this when it instructs believers to treat older men as fathers and older women as mothers, drawing family-style honor across the church. Practical ways this law applies today to honor the old and the wise in a modern setting can look like visible respect, giving up a seat on a bus or in a crowded room, standing to greet them, making eye contact, speaking with warmth, respectful speech and listening, avoiding dismissive language about old people, listening patiently to their stories and counsel, even if it takes time, asking for their perspective instead of assuming they are out of touch, valuing their presence and contributions, including elders in decision-making where appropriate, recognizing and honoring their past service and sacrifices, encouraging them to use their wisdom to mentor younger believers, providing care and protection, helping meet practical needs when age limits or income do, defending them from exploitation, neglect, or abuse, visiting and not forgetting those who are isolated or in care facilities. In a culture that often idolizes youth, productivity, and speed, this law forces a countercultural posture, slowing down, making room, and treating age and wisdom as treasures instead of inconveniences. Heart attitude behind the law. At the deepest level, this law trains the heart to see people as God sees them, not as their culture labels them. Recognize that life is a gift from God. Those who have walked many years before Him bear a unique reflection of His faithfulness. Remember that, if God grants years, the young will one day be old too, and the way they treat elders now is the way they themselves would want to be treated then. To honor the old and the wise is therefore to honor the God who gave them life and years, who desires that His people reflect His compassion, patience, and respect for those who have gone ahead on the road.